Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial and Mom. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 4, Episode 2, Great Expectations. And I actually have great expectations for the show today.
So let's get into the video.
So for our first couple, we have Jeffrey and Varia. We see Jeffrey on his way, getting ready to go to Russia to meet his boo, Varia. And he's getting dropped off by his two sons. And they're just having like a little small talk in the car.
They're talking about the sons are concerned that he is rushing and his sons wants to know, like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, yeah, I do. He feels that Varia is the soulmate. And so the sons are like, what are your plans? He's like, well, I plan on meeting all her friends and the mom. And the boys are like, oh, be careful with the mom. Do you think people have to be careful of me when they meet me?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Because you're very off-putting.
I disagree. I'm not off-putting. I am overprotective. I want to know, just like everybody else, except for it's not international, why you want to date my daughter or why do you want to date my son. So we see Jeffrey get dropped off at the airport. He's on his way to Russia to meet Varia. He's excited. He's got 2 different stops to make before he gets there. The boys tell the producers, they hope he's doing the right thing. And, he hopes he doesn't get his heart. They hope their dad doesn't get his heart hurt. So then, while Jeffrey's on his way to Russia, we see Varia meet up with her friends. And her friends are concerned about Jeffrey coming because Varia has only met Jeffrey on social media. And so they're concerned. They're asking her, when's he coming? And she's like, oh, he'll be here tomorrow. So Jeffrey's on his way. There's a time difference. So tomorrow, 24 hours. So the friends say, so what are you looking forward to? And one of the things that sticks out to me is that, well, he's American. I'm going to America. That's the bonus. And they're like, bonus? And they're all kind of like,
Well, and then when she said bonus, she kind of retracted, like, well, that's really the main thing that she was looking for. And I thought back to last week's episode with his co-worker that said, all these Russian girls, that's what she said, it's not our opinion.
Olga said that, right?
That all they want to do is just come to America. And then he already lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. And from what I saw, which is green grass and farms.
Well,
and she don't want green grass and farms. She wants the city life. She a city girl.
Well, if she makes it over here to the United States, just like everyone else that meets people and want to come over, you have to live the lifestyle that your boyfriend or girlfriend is living.
Temporarily.
So next thing you know, we see Jeffrey, and he finally makes it to Russia. And Varia's excited and nervous.
I liked Varia's outfit. That was a cute 2-piece yellow suit. I thought so.
That was the only thing you were looking at in the airport?
Yeah, that's all I saw.
So they finally meet. They're excited. They're nervous. They hug. They kiss. Like, oh, finally glad to see you, meet you, and all the other stuff. And then after that, it was a little awkward.
It was. I was expecting him to be more talkative towards her.
I thought he would be more talkative too. I did, because that just seemed his personality and how he is with his friends. But it was awkward, and they're waiting for the taxi outside.
Yeah, and she was the one to make small talk. And she was like, oh, when you go back to the hotel, you want to make out? He was like, make out?
Yeah.
You want to make out? But I felt like he should have told her what make out means and just say make out 5 different ways. Like, she's going to eventually get it. Like, make out? Like, make out.
Yeah, she
like,
was...
make out? Just tell her it means kissing at the end of the night.
Right.
Or whatever. Like,
right. Even though, she knows English, she may not necessarily know certain slang words. And she said she didn't know, but I'm not sure if she didn't exactly know.
So for our next couple, we have Darcy and Tom, our favorite couple.
Not my favorite.
Anyways, we see her at the bridal shop, and she's trying on dresses, and they're actually really cute. It's a really nice form-fitting dress. She has her hair up in her ponytail that she always has, always giving me 80s tees and vibes, like we're still stuck in the 80s. But beyond that, she looks good. And so as a viewer, you're probably thinking, oh, Tom and Darcy are finally getting married?
As a viewer, you thought that?
Well, yeah, because that's what the show was showing you.
That's true.
So they wanted you to, watch it. So
they wanted you to believe that. But Darcy's track record, I didn't believe it when I saw it. I'm like, oh, Darcy's just trying on dresses just because, in hopes of.
Well, she wasn't. Because next thing we know, we see Darcy's sister pop out.
Stacy.
In another dress. With the high ponytail, too. I was like, well, golly. They look the same, but they're twins.
What is that? What's that? Golly, that's like from a old sitcom.
Well, they're trying on their wedding dresses because they are doing their own business, and their own business is because their brother died.
Well, that's not why they're doing their own business. They named the business after their brother because he died a while ago, and his birthday was on the 11th, and then he died July 11th. The name of this store is going to be called House of 11, and they're going to have like maybe the Stacy collection and the Darcy collection. Now, whose collection do you think is going to be more out there, Stacy's or Darcy's?
Well, they look the same. They look like they had the same procedures. Stacy's tan was darker.
My goodness, we are not talking about that. We're talking about the aesthetics of the dress.
I'm doing it based off of everything.
Okay.
I feel like Darcy's gonna be more out there. Stacy's gonna be more reserved.
I think so too. I'm not gonna say reserved because Stacy has had similar procedures that Darcy has. You know, by the way that they look and the work that they may have gotten done. But Darcy comes across like she's more into fashion, more into like tighter things, more into the way she looks.
Say chic.
Okay. Say chic. More than Stacy. Stacy seems just a little bit more laid back, but still on the fashion edge as well. After they try on their dresses and they give feedback to each other, they leave and they go out to grab some coffee. And during this time, Stacy asked Darcy, how's it going with Tom?
And she was like, well, he hasn't texted me or called me for my birthday. Which, you know, it's not really cool, but from the last time we saw them, they weren't really in a relationship like that. They were just friends. But then she said after the reunion that they started talking again, rekindling the relationship. So she was definitely surprised by that.
Surprised by what?
Him not calling her or texting her. But while they were at...
I'm not surprised at all because even before the reunion, it was a back and forth when Darcy went to visit him in the previous season when she was on with Tom. That Darcy has always felt like she was more into the relationship with Tom. Tom has always viewed her as a friend.
He did text her and let her know that he wanted to have a video call with her.
Right.
And she was kind of wondering what that's about, like what he's want to talk to her about.
Stacy says to Darcy, you know, I just want to make sure pretty much he's not playing you. And I agree. Darcy does deserve it better. However, Darcy has to figure out...
Start with within.
Yeah. What she wants, what she needs out of a relationship, out of life, out of herself. Because it seems like she's jumping from person to person because she wants love and to be loved so bad that she might be making the wrong choices for herself. Tom calls. He tells Darcy that he's going to be in New York for an upcoming business trip and asks if she's available. She wants to say yeah, but she wants to say no. But she says yeah, she's available to start the call. And she's like, oh, so what are you coming for? And all this other stuff. And Tom says dry, like, I'm here for business. It's really going to be in New Jersey, but I'll fly out to New York to see you.
I feel like that conversation was just pointless and for camera time. I feel like whatever he had to say, he could have said it on camera, not wait till he gets himself flued out for his business venture, and then wants her to fly to where he's at, not even where he's at, to the next city of where he's at, because I learned that New Jersey and New York is kind of like an hour or so away.
Yeah, but Darcy and Stacy live in Connecticut, so that's probably pretty close by too, probably within an hour or two, so she doesn't necessarily have to fly. She could probably drive.
I don't know, it's a waste of time. And so Darcy's fear is that she's going to get broken up with, because that's the same thing that happened to her last beau.
You know, again, Darcy, she almost makes you want to feel sorry for her, but at the same time, it's like, when are you going to learn, Darcy?
So next we have our second favorite couple, Lisa and Usman.
Wait,
AKA
who's our first favorite?
Darcy.
No, that's your first favorite.
And they're on a video call.
Lisa asks Usman, so how do you feel that it's getting close to me coming there? He's like, yes, I feel good. And then next, you know, Usman says, I can't wait to see you. He says, oh my God, I'm going to touch you. I'm going to touch your hair. I'm going to slap you. Nobody will see.
She's like, ooh.
Yeah, she said, ooh. Right? He said, the kiss is for you. The love is for the drama that you've been giving me all this time I've been knowing you.
No, he said all my life.
All my life. And all the I was like, well, regardless how he said it, the kiss and the slap, when she gets to Nigeria, she wants to go visit the studio because she hears that there's girls, there's women that hang out in the studio, and she just want to make sure that he's not having nobody up there for him. That's not her. She said it's going to be a party of one, an entourage of one. Usman said, no, you can't do that. She goes, yeah, I can do that. Lisa is jealous of Usman.
Jealous of Usman?
Jealous of Usman, in my opinion, of Usman, his lifestyle, who he's hanging out with, his friends, the women, all of that. Lisa's jealous because she can't control that situation, and she reminds me of another couple whose spouse is in Nigeria. Is he from Nigeria?
Michael?
I was trying not to say Michael. Mm-hmm.
Not really, because Angela wouldn't even be having all that. That would be shut all the way down. What career?
So Lisa also mentions to Usman that, she's going to stick out like a sore thumb, and how is he going to make her comfortable? And, she feels she's going to stick out like a sore thumb because she's white. Those are her words.
But not only that, it's because he's Muslim and she's Christian. So she doesn't know how that's going to be taken by his mom when she walks into her house.
Right, because his mom wants him to marry someone Muslim.
In Nigeria.
Usman says that, they're going to go to the market and you're going to ask for a goat and you're going to give it to my mom, to soften the blow a little bit. And I'm thinking that's all it takes is to buy a goat.
Later on, we see Lisa talking to her friends in this restaurant about this video that Usman made for her. I'll be with you for all my life because I stick to you. I made you to be my home because I'll be there for you. I think that's how it goes. It's like a lyric challenge trying to remember that song.
That's because it doesn't rhyme.
Well, to him it does.
Well.
It's, once again, it's a half of a bop.
This one is not a bop at all.
Well, anyways, in the part 2 of her song that was made for her, there was a discrepancy in the video, like she was telling her friends, that the girl in the video didn't look nothing like Lisa.
Like Usman said she would. He said, the producer said that they were going to get someone who looked similar to Lisa. Well, she was Nigerian and not white. And Lisa has
how many white people are in Nigeria? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
That's not a mission worker.
Well,
working with the kids or whatever.
Lisa said that, the whole video is going to be redone and reproduced and everything else. So when this happens, I wonder if it's going to happen when she gets there, because the single is supposed to come out when she arrives in Nigeria. So the single comes out then for everyone to hear. I wonder if she's going to be in the video. Now that's going to be a sight to see. I hope they show us that. The friends say, so he's a celebrity in Nigeria? She's like, yeah. He was like, so what's his name? She's like, Soulja Boy. He's like, Soulja Boy?
Like, don't we already have a Soulja Boy?
She's like, not that Soulja Boy. I'm hip with all that. And I'm like, okay, Lisa, you may know a little something about music. Or you Google Soulja Boy and came up with Soulja Boy Tell Him. So basically, Lisa said if the song stays the way that it is, she will even be like, nope, you never made that song for me. She will think of it as like, he just made it for everybody. She's not even going to classify it as her song. I'm like, is it that serious, Lisa? Is it?
I mean, Lisa said he dedicated it to you.
Right. But she's like, nope, if that video's not changed, she don't want to hear about it. So the friends end up asking Lisa where she's going to stay. And she says she's going to stay in Kadura. Don't quote me on that. It sounded like Kadura. But the friends Google it, the place she says she's going to stay, and they look up that it's a high crime rate and, how many shootings and how many criminal activities going on there. And Lisa's like, well, the same thing happened here. She goes, we have the same crime here. I'm like, you know what, Lisa, don't try to justify. Because sometimes if you go visit a third world country and you don't know much about it, of course they're going to show you the statistics of visits, like, where to go, where to see, things like that. Now, they may not give you the statistics of the crime. I think the friends kind of looked that one up on their own. Maybe it was a subsection of that. But it's going to be different from going from the States to Nigeria. So, but Lisa's not worried about that. She knows that Usman, or feels that Usman will protect her, and she's going to be safe there. She's going to be around him and his family, so she doesn't have anything to worry about. But what she did say was, if it was only 1 week, 1 month, or 1 day, as long as she's happy, because she loves Usman. If something happened to her, she would die happy.
So we finally see Lisa packing up to get ready to go to Africa. Mm-hmm. And as she's doing that, we see 2 of her friends and 1 daughter come in. And one of the friends actually goes to Africa pretty often because their family does missions there.
So they ask her, is she sure that she want to go? Lisa's determined to go no matter what anybody says. So I don't even know, honestly, why they bother asking her, because she's very strong-willed and minded. And so she's like, yeah. So they give her a goodbye gift before they take her to the airport. You know what it was? A box of condoms.
I didn't see that.
Lisa said, I don't use condoms. It's like, you need to use that.
Oh,
they said, make sure you use these before you come back. How'd you forget? Because the episode last week, when you was upset with Lisa about her sexploitation.
I leave episodes in the past.
Well.
And I move forward.
And Lisa leaves them condoms in the past, too. She is not interested in the Magnum's going away gift that she's not going to use. So, on the way to the airport, her friends are concerned and say, Lisa, do you think that Usman's really a Yahoo boy? Can you believe faster that?
What's a Yahoo boy?
A Yahoo boy in Nigeria, and this is one of the first times I heard this slang too, is that it's about 5 men who live in the same apartment who do nothing but scam women out of emotion and money. And they feel Usman is just that because of the way that they met and everything like that. But Lisa's determined that is not Usman because they've known each other for 2 years.
So next we have Ed and Rosemary. And we see Ed at his second job talking to his friend Kara about his potential upcoming trip to the Philippines.
Well, it's not his potential. He's going to the Philippines regardless. He is dead set on seeing Rosemary. Anyways, he's talking to Kara about his upcoming trip. And Ed says he's staying in the house with Rosemary and her sister. It turns out that Rosemary and her sister stay in the house in the back, but the house in the front doubles as a retail shop. So Kara asks Ed, are you prepared for the trip? Have you gotten your shots? Because there's, different diseases abroad.
Malaria, flying cockroaches.
Well, the flying cockroaches is no disease. That's just a flying
She was just naming the stuff that they have there. Yeah, and he was acting so surprised. He's like, what?
I know.
How do you have to take a shower in a bucket? It's 3 hours away from Manila. Right.
It turns out that the city that Rosemary lives in is 3 hours away from the main city of Manila. So Rose is familiar with the Philippines, saying that like some certain areas don't have running water, plumbing, or any things that we're used to having here in the States at your convenience. And so Ed is still like shocked and stunned, like he can't believe it. So Ed goes on to tell Kara that he got a text from Rosemary's sister. The text was about sending money. And he wanted to tell Kara that Rosemary has never asked him for a dime, but he was surprised that her sister did.
Mm-hmm. And Kara also did ask, well, how much money did you send over there?
Yeah.
In total. And he's like, well, $5,000 plus shipping. It was the gift plus shipping. He was trying to make that the extra bonus. But wait, there's more. But anyways, so, and she was like, well, how long have y'all been talking for? And he was like, it's been 3 months. And she was like, and you think that's normal?
That made me laugh. The face was like,
are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, now you say it, I'm not too sure that it's normal. But I feel like in the back of his mind, he already knew that wasn't something that he should have been doing, but it's something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So when your wants overpower what you think, you're going to do it.
It's when your wants overpower your needs.
Well, it's not a need for him because he doesn't need to. He wants to. And in the back of his mind, he's thinking is this a good idea? So his wanting, his willpower to do it is overpowering his thoughts of, should I do it?
Like I said, when his wants overpower his needs. Going back to Rosemary's sister asking Ed for money. Ed is skeptical because he's like, she's never asked me for money before, and he hasn't sent it. He actually feels that deep down that Rose may be a part of this. And I'm just kind of curious why he... Yeah, I'm just trying to think why he thinks that.
Because that's her sister?
Right, but in the text it shows that please don't tell Rosemary about this. So why would you think that Rose would know? Because if your sister's saying don't tell her, why would you think that Rose may have a part of this too? Because he did tell Kara that Rosemary has never asked for a dime before. So that part didn't make sense to me. We see next Ed's friend Rich coming over to talk to Ed and see him before his upcoming trip. We see Ed packing. He has all kind of things in there, like bags of Tootsie Rolls or frozen meals. He's like, oh, I wonder if they have a microwave. Did you send a microwave? I mean, you sent a grill. I'm just curious. I didn't hear that last week.
My trip was when he was packing a big old box of condoms. And I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was like a douche. It was something female. I don't know what it was. It didn't look like no lubrication or nothing. Because lubrication will come in boxes.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see it on an upcoming episode when he unravels the things in the suitcase, if it makes it to his destination. Going back to Ed's friend Rich, he is again questioning, you know, are you sure you want to go? You really don't know her? Ed says, yes, I love her. She's my soulmate. And I'm determined to meet her. So Ed tells him, you know, he will stay in touch with him. But Rich is like, you know what, man? If you want to do this, you do it. You be careful. You be safe. And he was like, hit me up when you get back. Like, you know, there's nothing more I can say. Hit me up when you get back.
I'll holla.
Right. So Ed finally arrives at the airport the next day. And Ed is emotional because he hasn't talked to his daughter, Tiffany. Because they haven't been talking for a while. Because, you know, Tiffany doesn't agree with the upcoming trip. For whatever reasons, whether it's the trip, not knowing the girl, or her age. Or a combination of all three. So Ed makes a phone call to Tiffany. And she doesn't answer the phone. You know what? I actually kind of felt bad for him. I was hoping that she knew that he was calling because this was the day he was going to go. Because it's a long trip and you just never know. And then he decided to make a video call, let her know that he loved her and he missed her. And, you know, let her know that he'll be back. And, you know, please don't be mad. So, you know, he's emotional about that. And the next thing you know, the phone rings. And it was Tiffany. I was like, you go, Tiffany. I'm glad that you answered and called back. Because he really needed that encouragement from her. He really did, because Tiffany has been his life for quite some time before Rose walked in a few years ago. And Tiffany was like, so, what are you doing? He's like, I'm at the airport. Oh, okay. Where are you going? The Philippines. You know, Tiffany, you know, she was kind of dry. I thought she was dry.
She was over it.
Yeah.
She just called, just, you know, say safe travels.
Yeah.
Hit me up when you come back. I might answer, I might not.
Pretty much, that's what she said. Ed was elated after they got off the phone and was emotional. So I'm glad he got that call because he needed that. He needed that extra push before he went to the Philippines. The next couple is Ash and Avery. We see Avery at the park on her way to hot yoga. She's texting Ash, wanting to get a call in before her hot yoga class begins. So she sits down and they video call. And Avery asks Ash, how does it feel to know that she's coming to Australia in a couple days? Ash says, you know, he's excited and is looking forward to it. He says it's going to be an easy ride. Avery is like, not like she doesn't necessarily believe that.
She don't.
She wants to. She really wants to. She's also looking for love too. Avery questions, again, like, why do you keep saying these things to me when you're a relationship coach? And to me, if Avery has to say that to him every single time, maybe he's not the one for you. Because guess what, Avery? His job is not going to change. So if it's his job to coach, and he coaches mainly women, clearly he knows the right things to say to reassure people. Avery is talking, and then Ash says, hey, sweetie. And Ash but Ash brings his son, Taj, to the line. Now, the thing with that is Avery feels that it may be a problem when her and Ash get together and become a couple and he comes to America. But you know what? She didn't necessarily say that they were going to get married. She just said that when he comes over. So is he going to come for a visit? Because I thought he couldn't come for a visit because of a possible bankruptcy. So I was kind of confused at why she said that.
Well, she said when.
Okay.
When he can.
Okay.
When it's possible.
Okay. So Avery says, how will it be with Taj's mom when they come over? Avery also wanted to know if she would be able to talk to Taj's mom before he came over, you know, to reassure, because she said if that was her and her kids were going, you know, she would want to know and talk to the other person involved of what's going on. And again, Ash has the right answer. Like, you know, she's going to be supportive, but she's also going to have concerns. But he didn't necessarily answer the question of, you know, the mom wanting to talk to Avery when it comes to that. Avery is also concerned about the challenges that come along with everything coming to America. Not the movie, but them coming to America and all the things that can happen with that. And Avery also wants to make sure that Ash is coming for the right reasons. And again, Ash says that he is. So the next day, we see Avery tell her parents that she's going to Australia, because guess what? They don't know she's going.
I wonder if her parents are sick of her. Because first you done packed up your whole life and moved a couple states over. Mm-hmm. Now you going to Australia. How would you feel about that?
Well, I'm not gonna say sick of her, but
I think you would be like, Cassandra, I am sick of you. I think you would say it just like that.
I probably would, but you know, it's like you just want them to make up their mind to see what direction they're going to, because you know she's old enough to know what she wants, what she needs, and you honestly shouldn't be running behind, quote unquote, a man or a woman for the sake of a relationship if they aren't dedicated to you, and vice versa. I think it was her grandmother, because her parents, another lady there, maybe grandmother, aunt, somebody, is like, Australia? You can't meet a nice man here in Washington? Avery's just sitting there looking at her like,
no.
Clearly she can't or doesn't want to. Her family doesn't think that's a good idea, and her mom asked her, so how'd you meet him? Here we go, on Instagram. Is that the new way to meet people?
Yeah.
Other than dating apps?
Facebook has a dating app now. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think Instagram, sliding in the DMs, and on Facebook, and on Snapchat.
Well, her dad also asked Avery, you know, will she be safe and where's she going to stay? Because they're like, we know you're not going to stay with him in the same house. Someone you never met. She's like, yeah, I kind of am. You know, they were upset with that. Now, if you asked me that, I would be upset with that too. Now, I can't stop you, because you're over the age of 21, to going to see someone. I wouldn't like it, but I would prefer that you at least had somewhere else to stay, just in case he or she, whoever, wasn't who they said they were, and it was a catfish or something, because you just don't know. Mom says Avery has made a lot of indecisive and rash decisions in the past, and that she wants to know how she's going to deal with not just leaving her kids here, but dealing with his kid in Australia, and then if it works out, trying to make them a cohesive family. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that, because again, it's someone that she doesn't know, and then you're bringing someone over that your own family doesn't know, and they have to try to get to know them too. So that's going to be a challenge.
So our last couple for this episode is Yolanda and Williams. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I really feel bad for Yolanda. I
can't say that I do.
I do, because she's like legitly being catfish. Even if that is actually the real person on the other line, he's not being truthful to her. And it's kind of like, it kind of hurts me a little bit, because, you know, she just lost her husband and she's really trying to move on and move forward. But it's just like, ma'am, like, can't you find someone within the perimeter of Las Vegas? Not in Las Vegas in general, because we already live here, and but that's a whole nother episode within itself. But I just really do. I feel bad for her, and her daughter is really a trooper, because she's really trying to be there for her mom and protect her mom. But child, if it was you, girl, you on your own. Because that's a whole lot of negative energy, and I can't be bringing that negative energy towards me.
Wait a minute. So you feel bad for Yolanda?
I said I feel bad. It doesn't mean I would go with her. I would feel bad for you too.
No.
But at the same time, I'd be like, but you should know better.
Okay, but guess what? Her daughter and her kids know she should know better too. But since her mom is so adamant of finding love, because she's been without him, maybe she's longing for her husband, she's a widow now, that they are supporting her decision. So you, ma'am, can't have it both ways. You either feel sorry for her, but you wouldn't necessarily feel sorry for me. It would be the same concept. If I was on an international dating site, and even though I'm not widowed, but I've been divorced for quite some time, it's the same thing.
Well, no.
But you wouldn't feel sorry for me because you know me, but you're just watching her on TV.
I wouldn't feel sorry for you because you're not a widow, and I know you, and you have me as a daughter who will be like, no, like just no. Like I can't give you the support that you need because you should already know that it's not a good decision. I mean, you just have to look at all the specs, like from A to Z in the words of you. Like I just want her to do better, and it's very admirable on her daughter's end to want to be there for her mom in that nature. It just would not be me.
So we see Yolanda in this episode booking a trip, trying to book a trip to see Williams. She's going to be staying in England for 2 weeks, and she's leaving in 1 week. So she really needs to get this done fast. So in comes her daughter, Kara, and they're looking at hotels where they're going to stay because, she's going to. And Yolanda's unsure what airport they need to be picked up from. So she texts Williams to see. Or did she call first?
She called him.
No shade. So she called Williams first, and it's from Vegas to London. It is an 8-hour time difference.
Well, he doesn't live in London. He lives in
Well,
Manchester.
we don't know that yet.
That's what he said. That's what we've been
Manchester is also in England, and it's still an 8-hour time difference. So Yolanda gives him a call, and it sounds like he's sleeping. Possible. And she's like, hey, I'm trying to book a trip. Can you tell me what airport is the closest? He's like, Manchester. Oh, Manchester? No,
he
England.
said London.
He said both. Regardless of which one he said, London first or Manchester, the point is it was 2 different airports, and he said, I will text you the information when we get off the phone. If you live there, how come you don't know what's your local or nearest airport? I think most people would know what your nearest airport is. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to tell you, the London is Heathrow International. Even I know that. So anyways, they get off the phone. They're still waiting on the text. The text comes in and Williams types back ASP. There's John Lennon. There's something else, but I don't see ASP. So Yolanda decides to message back. No, I'm wrong. She calls back this time. You know what happens? Hello? Hello? He didn't answer. She's like, I don't know why he didn't answer because he was just texting me. I can understand that. You know what? Side note too. I can't stand when people text you and then maybe 5 minutes later you're free and you give a call. They don't answer the phone. I have a problem with that. I don't like that either, Yolanda. So he doesn't answer, and Yolanda says, she's upset because she didn't want that to happen in front of Kara because Kara already feels like it's a catfish going on. Yolanda's daughter also says to her mom, it's like, don't you find it odd that he only talks to you for a couple seconds at a time? Do you think that's weird? And she doesn't think that's weird. I do. So it's like, hello? Yeah, okay, I'll call, I'll text you back. That's weird, that's unusual. But Yolanda's determined to see Williams, and we'll see what happens with that.
Okay, everyone, thank you for watching our review of 90 Day Fiancé Season 4, Episode 2. And this episode was kind of interesting, but from the end credits, I think next episode is going to be way more interesting. So thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
And as always, live simply, be grateful.